So, wanted to start it off. I'm going to mute all you guys here real quick. So, I wanted to start it off, basically just do kind of a quick run through of the new Forge Warrior HQ setup, basically the new Forge Warrior. And we'll just kind of dig into the details there. Anybody towards the end, if you guys got questions, but basically, I mean, the Forge Warrior has always been what it is, right? The biggest thing for me is like getting everything out of my head into a system that's built in a certain way so you guys can follow it and know what the hell is going on, right? So what I've been doing over the last months is piecing together a better way to make sure that you guys stay on track. So there's a specific system, which I'm super excited for you guys to start doing, is the Core 5. So basically that's going to be your day in, day out freaking lifeblood. Like, live by the Core 5. Like, at the end of the day, instead of just, did I win the day or did I lose the day? Boom, it's right fucking there for you guys. Like, did you get the Core 5 done, right? What was your score? Did you get a 5? Did you get a 2? Why did you do that, right? So you can even go back over the course of the days and be like, why did I get a 2 on this day? Like, what the hell happened on this day? You know, and you can even go further and jot that shit down in your guys' journal if you guys are keeping journals and stuff like that. But basically, it's going to be a system by the numbers. Like, we'll be able to see the numbers. Why aren't the numbers adding up? Or if they are adding up, why the hell aren't we seeing the results that we want to see? Like, are you just putting points on the board just to put them on the board, or are you like living by the codes, right? And so essentially everything starts right there with the codes, right? And so the codes are there for a reason, guys. Like, basically you adopt those into your lifestyle, you live by those on a daily basis, right? And so the codes are like everything. It's like the umbrella over everything else that we do, right? And so it all essentially starts with the codes. From there, it's basically going from a macro kind of view of everything all the way down to the micro. So the micro is the Core 5s, right? The day in, day out stuff that we need to get done, right? At the top, we start with basically the war, which is the process, right? The overall process, like the big picture thing here, right? And so what I'm fucking really excited about is seeing what all of you guys come up for, like for your 84-day target, your 63, your 42, your 21 day, right? And so instead of just, okay, I'm going to go in and hit another workout today and just, I hope I hit all my workouts this week. It's like, no, like that'll be a part of the system, right? But what is it that we're gunning for, right? And again, remember, fitness is no longer just getting the workouts done. It's like, what are we actually working towards? Not a better looking body, not six-pack abs, but like, what are we going to put our asses on the line for, right? And so that's when we start to dig into like the different primaries, right? So we're looking from like a macro view here. We got our fitness, we got our mindset, we got our relationships, and then we got our professional, right? And so we got all of these different these primary targets that we're essentially working towards, right? And so when we're looking at the fitness side of things, and you guys will already know this if you've gone through the new HQ already, if you've had the time to go through that, it's all performance-based stuff, right? So signing up for a race, signing up for some sort of event that's essentially like the deadline, right? Like, we're working towards that. We're getting ourselves out of our comfort zone, right? We're competing. So it's basically everything else that we're trying to do will essentially get us to that point, right? If we want to look better, feel better, well, we got to do the workouts in prep for this event, right? And so essentially, I'm excited to see how that turns out for all you guys, see what you guys come up with. So from the macro level, those primaries, really take some time to think about that stuff. And then where it'll be really fun to interact with you guys in this sense is when we do the Warrior in-doc call. So I'm going to have all you guys are going to go through those again, right? And so essentially you're recreating all your goals, you're laying everything out, where we're going to really kind of be able to mastermind. And there will be multiple people on these in-doc calls. I don't plan on doing these just like you and me, right? Because like two heads thinking is powerful. You put a third person in there, now you have a mastermind. Now you have different thoughts, new thoughts being created. That's a power that you can't even, you just can't do that with like two people. So there will be multiple people in your in-doc sessions. That's where you're going to get the warrior feedback. Basically, it's like, okay, what are your big goals here? Let's break those down. Why are those important to you? How's it going to change your life? Boom, boom, boom. We're going to really dig into the nitty gritty, and I'm excited to go through that with each and every one of you. And then the new warriors that jump on board here in the future, it's going to be laid out plain view for those guys. And so essentially you guys are the new OGs basically, right? So you're painting the new path ahead. So I'm really fucking excited for that. But I mean, essentially it's break again, guys, macro view all the way down to the micro, right? So the core fives, breaking it down to the core fives, keeping score. It's going to be a game changer. So I'm excited for that, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much my rant. And I'm going to go ahead and open it up for you guys. If you guys got any questions about anything, go ahead and let me know. But you guys are all unmuted now, or should be. So what do we got this evening, fellas? Anything? I just blew your heads. I blew your minds. So, but yeah, how many of you guys have been able to go through bits and pieces of the new HQ thus far?
Yeah, I went through a good portion of it today myself.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mentioned some of it, and like I said, it was good to rethink about some of the things that had installed in the beginning of things, and kind of look at that again and figure out at what point you're at. Sometimes you forget about things when you're not revisiting them often.
Yep. I saw you already reached out to an old buddy, huh?
Yeah. I was just telling a girl about that. It was pretty cool, I gotta say.
Sorry, guys, my computer's about dead, so just plug it in. But yeah, guys, those were pieces that I was wanting to tie in from the beginning, but I just didn't. Again, it's got a lot of stuff up in the head, and so sometimes it's kind of tough to get that stuff out for you guys. And so, like the relationship stuff, I mean, a lot of us have families, we're married, we have kids. How do we keep that shit together? Like, yeah, we're focusing in on ourselves, trying to build our fitness. We're trying to put this fuel stuff together. And then on top of that, we're trying to do all these goals. And then we got the business side of things. Some of you guys are entrepreneurs. Some of you guys, are, building yourselves up in, whatever it is you're doing. We're trying to ascend in everything basically, right? And so it can get really daunting. It can get really stressful. And so this right here is really trying to tie all that stuff together and, bring it all to the next level, right? And so the relationships, the business professional stuff, it's just don't take that stuff for granted, man. Use it all, right? It's built to basically help you guys ascend, right? So it's good stuff. Who's that? Oh, I think Kurt's about ready to work out. Oh, looks like it. But yeah, what other questions we got, guys? Anything else?
Because Natalie keeps getting straight.
Or is this going to be like a super duper short one?
Like a record.
For those of you that aren't going to be at the Spartan race, I'm going to be doing a shit ton of updates through like my Instagram stories and stuff like that. So make sure you guys tune in on that. Drop some messages and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll be doing some fun stuff, and I can't be more excited for that. So who's all? Let's see, Rich, Pete, Shane, Royce, James. Who's that? Steve? Nope, Steve's not going to be there. Andrew, you'll be there. Kevin, you're not flying in, are you? I can't remember.
Nah, man, not for this one.
Nope, not this one. Brian, are you flying in? I can't remember. You're staying out. Yep. Yeah.
Bryant and Gabe.
Yep. So it's going to be a hell of a time. But yeah, we will have more in the future for sure. So good stuff. But yeah, any other questions outside of the new stuff that we got going on? Any other questions that you guys got tonight? Any topics that you want to discuss? Anything?
I haven't chatted to the HQ fully, so I'm just going to be reserved and say. But there was something outstanding, and it was just kind of when Rich and Cody took over. But I'd asked about your experience with training the rugby players. I don't know if this is at the right time.
Yeah, training the guys out in Brazil.
Yeah, and I was like really interested in the first 30% of that story.
Yeah,
like not the palm tree part, but.
So I'd have to be honest with you. It happened at a very, very perfect time for me. So this was my situation when I first got it. I mean, it was unbelievable, basically. And so I had the gym. The gym was probably, let's see, 2000. When did I go out there? 2012, maybe? No, 2011, I want to say I went out there. I can't remember. But I had the gym for a couple of years, and I had my original business partner, Joe, still with me. And so I was able to leave the gym because the opportunity was to go out to Brazil. And so the way I fell into that was a buddy that one of my best friends from college. We essentially did everything together in college. And some stories I won't share in here. But he reached out to me. So he had actually married a Brazilian girl. He lived in Denver originally, and he fell in love with this girl, and her visa was up, and so she essentially was getting kicked out of the U.S., and so it was either he go with her or, that was going to be done. And so he actually went back with her, and then the same thing kind of happened to him. Like he was going to get booted out of the country because his citizenship was up or whatever, and so he married her and stayed there. And this guy is something else. Like he's an entrepreneur. Has started multiple businesses in Brazil, but he actually connected with another guy out there, and they started a football league. So American football out in Brazil, like you think like huge soccer, right? But they started American football, and it's a really cool story how it began out there. But essentially that's what happened. He reached out to me and he's like, dude, we're trying to get this football league going, and they had shit ton of money, like millions of dollars put into this football league. And so they had like no real knowledge of like strength and conditioning out there yet. Like CrossFit gyms weren't out there yet. And essentially there was just nothing. And so I went out there, I trained this team. I put on like a huge clinic for all these other teams, like strength and conditioning, speed and agility training. And what was really cool, and has anybody ever been to Brazil? Like it's a culture shock. It's different over there. Like it's just like there's no set, like if I was to tell you guys, hey, we're gonna have this meeting at the gym at 8:00, like most people in the US are like, if you're there at 8:00, you're late, right? You show up like 5 minutes beforehand. Well, in Brazil, that's not the case, man. Like they're just like they're just loose, and so it's just a different culture out there. It's really laid back. But so I was out there teaching and coaching, and essentially had nothing to work with. So I was like training guys, like full teams, like out on the football field. And what was really cool over there was they had like all over the place, just parks with pull-up bars and dip bars and all this different stuff. And so I'd essentially take these guys to the playground and we'd work out there. But either way, so while I was out there, my buddy was like, dude, do you want to suit up and play? I was like, fuck yes, I do. And so I actually I played. So they had like they had 2 regular season games left. So I just hopped in. I essentially played like every position. It was unbelievable. I was like, I want to play quarterbacks. I want to play running back, all this stuff. And so the athletes were amazing out there, but at the same time, they had very little to no like actual football knowledge. And so I took advantage of that and looked like a superstar. But so I played the last 2 games there, and then I had to come back over. I came back over to the U.S., and then when their season came around again, I went back out there and I stayed longer and I played, I want to say like 5 games. And so we played a bunch of games. I was still training the team, like conditioning them, getting them ready for all this stuff. I was writing their workouts in the off season and stuff like that. And I mean, there was just a night and day difference between our team and the other teams. Dudes were just blowing people up. But that following year, we won the Brazil Bowl, which was a really cool experience. So I got to play in Sao Paulo, which I just saw like a huge building like collapse there today or something. But we played in Sao Paulo. I played in Rio, so that was pretty cool. The championship game was in Rio, so I essentially spent like a whole week paid, basically as like a paid vacation trip in Rio, where I was just training guys and playing football, and so it was really freaking cool. But kind of going back to the first 30%, when my friend first asked me, like, if I would be in the same position now, like married, have kids, it'd be a no. Like I'd be like, dude, I'd love to, just can't. Like I got a business, multiple businesses that I'm doing. I just wouldn't be able to do it. But at the time when he asked me, the gym was running very well, and I had that partnership. And so basically he was able to run things for me when I left. And so I went over there and did all that, and it just worked out. At the time, it was a crazy story in regards to the visa. I didn't have a visa, or I didn't have a passport, or like you need to get like a stamp on your passport or whatever. We had to expedite it, and it basically took we had to jump through all these different hoops, and I was actually going to have to fly out to Chicago just to get a stamp on my freaking passport. But everything worked out. I made it, and I traveled back and forth to and from Brazil. The last time I came back from Brazil, I actually got stopped in Detroit. So I was flying back. It's like an international airport, Detroit. They freaking took my ass in the back, looked through all my stuff, because on my passport, well, on the information that I filled out, I put my job as a strength coach, and they actually caught wind. They're like, hey, we noticed you're going to Brazil quite a bit, and this is like your 4th time coming back. Like, what are you doing over there exactly? Like, they asked me straight up. They're like, are you smuggling in drugs? I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Sure shit, I had a bag of protein, and I had dumped it out into the Ziploc bag. I shit you not. And they pulled it out. And they're like, what the hell is this? I was like, that's protein powder, man. You can test
Try some.
But yeah, I was in the back. They were throwing me hard. They were asking me all these questions about like my past like addresses that I lived at, and it was crazy shit. But I will say this: the first time I flew out to Brazil, when I was like, "Hey, I'm coming out. Everything's good." I'm sitting there. It's a couple days before I have to leave, and I'm going through all this visa stuff. And my buddy CL, that's his name, that lives out there. He's like, "Dude, there's going to be a couple of suitcases that show up at your place, and you're going to get a bunch of iPads. There's some other stuff." Oh. I took over there like to get an iPad, to get like just like iPhones and stuff like that. In Brazil, it's like crazy expensive. Like the taxes that you pay are almost like more than what you pay for the actual thing itself. And so the first time I went over there, I had 6 iPads. Like I had a suitcase full of just iPads, and then I had another suitcase full of designer purses, shoes, like women's clothing, underwear, and shit like that for his wife. Like she did a bunch of shopping, but apparently like all this clothes that she was going to have to get there would be just taxed outrageously. And so that's what I had to do. And so when I was coming back, that like flashed in the back of my mind. I was like, oh my God, they caught wind of all the, because you can get in trouble for like smuggling that shit over. So, but yeah, everything worked out, and it was unbelievable. The food over there is unreal. It's just so good. And what's really cool, like in Brazil, like it's a culture shock, right? And so, I mean, there's just extreme poverty, but then right next to it is like extreme wealth, right? It's just like there's these high-rise condos, and then right next to the condo could be just a freaking junkyard with like farms in it. But it's crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable. If you guys ever have an opportunity to go there, like definitely go there. Brazil, anywhere in there. But that's essentially the story. Is that what you wanted to hear? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help me here, like your life, like time frame wise. I was just kind of thinking about with this 3M. Like, do I want to do this, and how do I take this on? I got a lot of shit going on. But it's an opportunity.
Yeah. Again, different points of life. Like if that opportunity was to come up again, I mean, not knowing what was all ahead with it. Like right now, I know what my priorities are, and I know it'd be a big opportunity to go out there, but essentially I would have to turn it down now with everything that I have going on here. But yeah, back then it was just perfect. Perfect. I mean, that was actually when my wife and I we weren't dating at the time. We had dated for a couple years. We actually went through a breakup. Like she moved to Kentucky for a while, for like a year. That was the year that she was like gone. So I made that decision easy. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go to Brazil. Yeah. Yeah, that's the Brazil story, man.
Well, thanks.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, what other questions you guys got?
Just talk. You don't have to divulge much if you can't, but like with Joe, why did he leave? Because I know Joe from back in the 24 days, you know?
Yep. Essentially, when we both started the gym, we had a vision, and our vision was we wanted to build badass motherfuckers, and that was it.
Yeah.
I remember we had chuckle about that. Like he moved back to Omaha now, and we had laugh about this. Like we used to say, we're going to set up a barbell at the front of the gym. It's going to have 405 on it, and when you walk in, you got to deadlift 405, or you can't be in here, right? And so that was essentially our like mantra. Is like we're just going to build badass dudes. We want like special forces guys in here, and if you ain't here 110% serious,
West Coast barbell shit.
Yeah, exactly. And so, we did get, guys in there like that essentially, but it definitely wasn't going to pay the bills. That's like your 1% or like 0.0005%. And so I was kind of the first one where I was just like, hey man, there's a lot of people that want to get in here, but they're super intimidated. And Joe is the type of guy, he's just like on a one-track mind. He's not going to change his mind for anything, and that's that. And so we just started going opposite directions, and what my vision turned it into is what we have now. And so essentially anybody's welcome to come in as long as you're willing to put in the work and put in the effort, live by the codes, and keep showing up and staying committed. I take I guess it's more fulfilling for me taking a guy who's not on varsity or not at a certain level now and building him into a badass essentially, right? which is
Sure.
exactly what we do inside this right here, right? And so every now and then you'll get like these amazing 1% type people. That's great, but that's not the majority of the world. That's not how you're going to change more lives if you're always just looking for those 1% guys. And so we got to a certain point where our visions split, and then honestly what happened with him, he went through a pretty bad breakup, which really messed with him, and then he just really never recovered from that. But then growing up in the mountains, being in Wyoming, I mean, that ultimately just like was just crushing him. So he felt like he wasn't in the right spot, and so he moved back to Wyoming and started his own gym out there. Did that thing. He moved back here for a girl, which didn't work out. But I mean, he's back and his head's in a better place now, so that's good. But yeah, that's essentially why things split there. Any of you guys that have ever done like a partnership or anything like that, I want to say like 90% of the time they end up in splits like that when it's a business type thing.
Yeah.
So, any of
It's
you
just
guys
that's fun to know, just because I know Joe. He's a good dude.
What's that?
I said it's cool to know because I know Joe. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was my best man at my wedding. He's still essentially one of my best friends, and yeah, I'd do anything for that dude. But yeah, I mean, business wise, it just didn't work out. We didn't have the same vision or not. So, but yeah, man.
Were you and him doing those? Were you and Joe doing those workouts during the time when you went over to Bill?
What's that? The bar workout?
Yeah, that's like park workout.
Oh yeah. Those we didn't have our gym yet. We were still at 24-hour fitness, and we were just going out and filming workouts everywhere. And then that's how we were initially we were building our clientele. Like we had our clientele in 24-hour fitness, but then we were going outside of the gym and doing all these playground workouts, and then inviting clients to come do the playground workouts with us. So yeah, that's how that essentially started. Yeah, good old days. Good old days where I work out for like 2 seconds in the video, and the whole time I'm just like talking in the video. I look back at those, I'm just like, shut up, dude. Just work out.
Yeah.
So.
You guys got to go. Can I get my keys? No, we'll ship them to you.
Yeah. So awesome. Good old stories. What else you guys got tonight? Anything? Is Gabe on? Gabe's not on tonight. He must be really sleeping. Huh?
Sleep for real tonight.
Watch the replay.
I want to come on and just kind of see what everything was about, so I will be better prepared next time. You know I like to talk. So.
Oh yeah, brother.
Gentlemen, thank you. I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta get to bed here.
All right, brother.
Catch up with you guys in a bit.
Yeah, man.
We'll see you, man.
Thanks.
See you, man.
Sweet. Yeah,
What's
you guys
up,
got
Kurt?
What's that?
Kurt just walking around all swole.
Oh yeah. Anything else, fellas? What else you guys want to talk about? Any questions?
Sorry I'm missing out on the fun this weekend. Kind of bummed.
No apologies, bro.
Well,
Next one.
Yeah, for sure.
Next
Well, it's concert week, so I'm actually on stage at times when your guys are talking in my ear. I have my headphone in so I can listen.
It's concert week right now.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah. I'm actually backstage right now.
Shell, just book a trip to Omaha, man. We'll put you through the ringer out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you will.
We'll put together our own obstacle course race.
You know
Travis,
you
I wanted to ask, with the training, I'm trying to do the non-cardio every day, the daily training, and also running. And I was just wondering if I burn myself out, or do you recommend not hitting it too hard?
What was the question?
Just because I'm doing like the daily training plus the non-cardio, and I'm going for a run, and I'm just wondering if I'm going to do too much and burn myself out.
There's no need for you to do that daily non-cardio anymore. That's just like that initial 14-day challenge that you went through. Yeah, you're done with that. No reason to do that stuff anymore. Yeah, just stick to the main training now, and then any additional cardio that you do, like with the amount of training that we're doing inside the Forge Warrior, I would only recommend a couple days a week at most. You know, you need to be
Like a couple miles here
your
and
body a rest for sure a couple times. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. There's no need to do that cardio anymore. That's just kind of for that 14-day challenge.
It was quite fun. My girlfriend even got involved.
There you go.
Yeah, she was doing it with me, which was fun.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, feel free to add it in when you want, but just you got to listen to your body. So if you're trying to do, too much, you're going to be going the wrong direction, right? So just enough. And if you do want to add that in, like I said, like with everything that you're doing now inside Forge Warrior, if you feel like you want to add it in here and there, a couple days a week would be fine. But yeah, that's not something that you got to be doing every single day.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
But definitely give yourself a couple days a week where, I mean, you could still be moving around, very light, active cardio type stuff, but you're essentially taking the day off from any type of, strenuous activity. So like a lot of squats, a lot of lunge jumps, stuff like that, really going to, it's not going to allow your body to, fully recover. So just kind of listen to your body as you're starting off here, down the road as you build more capacity, it might be something that you can do every day. Yeah, I wouldn't do it every day. So
Cool.
Yeah, good question. Awesome. What else we got, boys? Anything?
A lot of reading and a lot of thinking.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more reading to go. About
Yeah.
halfway through.
Good. Good, boys.
Those indoor calls you were talking about.
Mhm.
You said you wanted all that stuff sorted by next Monday. So are you guys going to do that while you're off at Spartan, or?
Yeah, so essentially I typically do Sundays, but we're going to be traveling back, and so I'll be doing some calls the next coming week. So I'm pretty flexible. So if you need to sneak in a call sometime, just let me know, and we can get you on the schedule somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be nice for you guys to get it done by Monday, but again, I don't want to. I mean, I just put this on you guys, so that should be enough time for you guys. But if you guys have a lot of shit going on, just reach out. Just post up in the Brotherhood. Like, don't keep it a secret. Like, if you're busy as hell and you got other stuff going on, like, just make it aware, right? And so, making it aware, you're basically owning up to it, right? So, be open about it. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm not going to get it done, and then you don't get it done, right? So, which is, communication. Communicate, right? So, but yeah. So what else? We good? Anything else, boys? Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the stories.
For, my sleep pattern is up and down. Like, it's 2:30 now in the UK, and I planned to go to bed 2 hours ago, and I just haven't been able to sleep. I've been wide awake.
Could be a couple of different things going on. What's your normal sleep pattern?
Normally up by 8, in bed again by 11, and normally asleep by about midnight. Sometimes I watch something, might stay up till 1. But this morning I got up like an hour and a half earlier than normal, and I was really tired this evening. I came to bed and that's it. I was just wired.
Yeah. You can try to there a reason you go lay down so late? Like, are you working late, or what's the reason?
No, I'm not. I'm not really doing. I'm not doing anything at the moment. I'm still waiting to go to work. I don't know. I'm pretty wired all day long. I just try and do things around the house.
You drink a lot of caffeine?
No, I've cut coffee out the last few weeks. I've cut it out completely. I'm just drinking a lot of water. Just trying to eat, trying to stay hydrated and eat a lot.
How's what's your dinners usually look like? What do you eat for dinner?
I mean, the last few weeks it's all been vegetables, rice, potatoes, which is quite hard because I'm not eating much meat. I'm eating a lot of veg and salads, and obviously there's not many.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we lost him.
Oh no.
We lost him when he said salad.
Yeah, get out of here, bro. Salad, who eats those? Especially for dinner.
What the fuck is a salad?
You did say rice and potatoes. So that's good.
No, just kidding, dude.
But essentially, if he doesn't come back on,
Yeah.
we'll be able to see the recording. But what I'm trying to figure out here is what his dinner is, what might be affecting his sleep. He's not drinking a lot of caffeine. So obviously switching up his nutrition a little bit, having more starches and carbs later in the evening are definitely going to help him out. I don't know if he popped back on or not, but nope. But essentially we need to get him into that parasympathetic mode. It sounds like if he's wired, we need to try to get him unwired, right? So spiking that insulin level a little bit more towards the evening. And then when it comes down, obviously kind of help him go to sleep. So we can look into doing that. Sounds of it didn't really sound like anything that it was taking in right now was having a huge effect on that. So I don't know, man. But
you might mention like Amish hour, like preparing yourself for sleep.
that was another thing I was going to mention was, I mean, he's laying in bed watching TV. So he goes into bed at 11, laying around until midnight, and then watching TV until 1. That's what he said. And so I'd essentially say, okay, let's get your ass in bed at 10. That way you're falling asleep by, midnight. Any type of sleep that starts after midnight is, they essentially say every hour that you get in before midnight hits is like bonus hours, right? But after midnight, like the sleep just isn't as good, right? Depending on when you're waking up, right? So yeah, I would definitely recommend for him, maybe even looking deeper into his sleeping situation, to like make the room a little bit colder. That'll help. Open a window, whatever. Make sure the room is completely pitch black. So I know now I wake up at the slightest light, like I'm up. Like the other day I woke, like I typically wake up 5:30 or so. I was up at like 4:55 because the light was starting to come through a little bit. But pitch black is going to be good. But yeah, essentially prepping for sleep. So yeah, the Amish hour would be a good thing to do, or just simply just getting your butt back in bed a little bit earlier than normal, right? So that's what I'd recommend. Anybody else got anything else they want to add as far as anything you've done that has improved your sleep? You guys got anything? I have another one. Don't have babies. Don't have babies if you want to improve your sleep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up here for the next, months. Come October, November, that'll not be happening anymore. But well, cool guys. If we don't have anything else, we'll go ahead and close it there. But I thank you guys for your time. Appreciate you guys coming on. And again, I'm freaking pumped. I'm pumped for everything that's ahead. So y'all have been putting in tons of effort already. Essentially, you guys are here on the live, so you guys are the ones that continually show up and stay consistent. So respect to you guys, major appreciation and gratitude to you guys. So keep doing a thing. But yeah, we'll go ahead and close it off, boys. Cool.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
All right,
Cool.
boys.
Thank you.
Well, have an awesome evening, and I'll be seeing you guys on the inside. We're out.